starting the live, and Gal will join us in a moment. Hi,
Hi.
Gali.
Hey, we are
Uh,
on. Perfect and
We
very
are
nice to see
on.
you. We're
Yes.
live. Let me join on Instagram. I see that it's taking its time here. There we go. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm sending you a request, and I think that it's not sending to YouTube. I'm checking here, and it's not sending to YouTube. I think there's some kind of an issue, but oh well. Okay, I think that there's an
Don't add
issue, but
with
it will
Gali.
definitely be on Facebook. Okay. For those that are tuning in, hello. Just give us a sec to get this all set up. Yeah. Okay. So it's on Facebook and so forth, but I don't think it's streaming on YouTube. Okay. We'll have to fix that for the next one. That's okay. We'll upload it.
Okay, good. And Babale, can you hear me on Instagram? Can you
Yeah.
check?
Yeah. Perfect. I hear you. Perfect.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
Excellent. All right.
Excellent. Okay, so we are
So,
here.
yes,
We made it.
welcome on all platforms. We made it. Yes. You had a few
Mhm.
things around, but you're here and you made it.
Yes.
Fantastic. And hi to everyone on Instagram and hi on all platforms. We are talking today about a subject that I think anyone can relate to, probably kind of like every single one of our episodes. But the subject today is mental blocks and how it affects your income. And I think it's important to explain that income is anything positive that you want coming in, not just money. Although
Yeah.
income can also be money, of course, but it can also be love from your children, appreciation from your staff, good reviews to your business. It's all income. But people feel that their income is affected. And it comes down to certain mental blocks that block their potential. And the question is, what are the steps to starting to dismantle these mental blocks?
Yeah. So first of all, income indeed is anything you want, unless
Hmm.
if you are Jewish, and then it's money.
Aha, yeah. I love it. Yes, exactly. Then it's money. That's right.
Then it's money. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's anything you want other than money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I love that.
So what's the mental block? So first of all, the first thing that you need to understand that you have as much money as you consider that you can have.
Okay. Yeah.
You have as
Okay.
much money as you consider that you can have. You cannot have more than what you consider that you can have. So I can take a person, and if he do not consider that he can have money, he can win the lottery, and 2 years later he will be broke. I actually know a person that won the lottery twice in a row. Like
Wow,
he won the
really?
lottery, yes, in Israel. He won the lottery, and I think about a year later, he won the lottery again, and he lost all the money before he won the first time, before he won the second time. And after the second time, he said, "No, now I know," etc. And it took him much longer, not a year. It took him a year and a half,
Oh, wow, yeah.
50% longer, to
Yeah,
lose all the
exactly.
money and to go bankrupt.
Mm, I see.
You can give a person a very nice house, and if he cannot have, the house will become a second house very quickly. You can give a person a very nice body, and if he cannot have, he will destroy his body.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So what you have has to do with how much you can have. And you can
Mm-hmm.
see that sometimes people just get through some accidents or relationship or something really, really, really nice. And if they cannot have, they will destroy it. You mainly can see that in a relationship.
Yeah.
You can have
Yeah.
someone that really loves you, will give your heart for you, and you will find a way to destroy it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
So what you can have has only, only to do with your mental state, because your mental state defines your viewpoint of how much you can have. And if I will give you more than you can have, you will destroy it.
I see. Now, that makes sense to me 100%. Now, the question that then comes that I think most people might think is a lot of people that are struggling with money will say 100% that they could have an extra million. They can have it. It will really will be okay with them. They have no mental block. They have no thing that tells them they can't have that.
I know. And that's why they cannot have it.
What do
Because
you?
I'll explain. Explain. Let's say that this is the problem. Okay. And a problem has a source for the problem.
Yeah,
And if you find the right source, the problem gets solved.
yeah,
Okay. So if you say, okay, I have a problem with money, and I know that the source of the problem is not what I can have, so you will never try to fix it. You'll
yes.
try to
Okay.
fix all kind of an excuses, and the problem will grow. So how do you know if you can have money or not? How do you know if what you consider as the source of the problem is correct? Does the problem solve? Does the situation improve? And if the
Mm,
situation did not improve, you need to be really, really, really brave and realize that you don't know.
yeah.
You actually don't know. And the problem with when a person do not know is that he thinks that he know. The less he know, the more he thinks he know. You take
Yeah.
I don't know, you take a taxi driver, he knows better than the president what to do. You
Of
take a
course.
guard in a mall, he knows better than you what you need to do. You take any new employee, any employee in a company, never started his own business, never managed to hold a post for more than 2 3 years, if
True.
like long time, and he will tell you all the wrong things you do.
Yeah.
The
100%.
less you know, the more you think you know, and that's why you cannot improve. How do you know that you don't know? Is you have to obey the situation.
Mm,
If you have to obey, if I have to work, if I have to go to work, if I have to do this, if I have to pay rent, if I have to, not because it's easy, but I have to, I go to work because I have to go to work, because if I don't go to work, I don't get paid. And if I don't get paid, I would not be able to pay the rent. And if I don't want to be able to pay the rent or the mortgage, I would not have a place to live. So I go to work.
yeah.
It means you actually don't know. If
Yes.
you have a problem, you don't know. I spoke to a person um, the other day, and he has a problem with his son, and he is sure that he knows what's the problem. He is sure, 100%. He's sure that he knows what's the problem. But the son get worse and worse and worse, and he said, "Of course I know what's the problem. The problem is my son. If the
Mm,
problem is something you cannot do something about, you don't know the source of the problem. You obey. You are
wow.
useless. You need to realize if the situation, if you have to blame someone else for your condition, you need to know that you don't know. You obey the situation, because if you know you can do something about it, you will bring an improvement. And this is very a hard pill to swallow. And if you will not swallow it, you will not stay
Yeah.
married.
Yeah. Exactly. Got you. Got you. Got you. I see. I see. So the general thing is that the people in general have the wrong source for the problems that are around them, and so the problems grow.
Mhm.
But why is it though that anyone will say that they love more money? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The question is not if you love money.
yeah,
The question is not if you love money. The question is, can you control it? Can you actually bring it about? If you don't bring it about, I don't care what you love, what you think, what you love. Your mental state is incorrect mental state because you don't bring the result.
the result being what?
Having money. If what you want is money, and if you want a marriage, having a marriage, and if you want a good relationship with your children, good relationship with your children, and if you want a healthy body, healthy body.
Yeah, I see.
And otherwise, you will have excuses. You will have all kind of reasons why it is not you. If it is not you, if you feel that the source of the problem is not you, you need to know that your source of the problem is incorrect. You are acting, for lack of better word, stupidly.
Yeah,
Because
I
stupidly
see.
it's a compliment.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Got
so
you.
it's really bad. It's really bad. I spoke to someone today, And I told him, he asked me, what is love? And I said, well, love is the ability to share the same space. And he says, okay, but I think that love is action. And I said, okay, fine. Uh, Action, if I punch you, is love. And he said, no, but it's action that depend on your intention. Okay, my intention is to kill you. Is it love? And he couldn't get it. He couldn't get it because he's so sure, because he learned somewhere that the action of Jesus are an example of love, but he thinks that it is love because the action of Jesus are actually an example of love. It's not the definition of love. And because he's confused, he couldn't improve in his life. He will
Mm,
not improve in his life. So he got divorced, his child, he wants to put his child on Ritalin. He's got problem with his company. He's got problems. And a very, very extremely nice person, like not nice, more than nice, amazing person, smart generally, but he doesn't know how to find the real source of the problem, so the life goes down. So it's not
mhm,
important how smart you are. If you find wrong sources for problems, your IQ will go down.
wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Your IQ
Brilliant. Yeah.
is actually the manifestation of how many wrong sources for problems you found.
Interesting. I see. Wow. Okay. Got it. So then that person has all kinds of issues in their life, certain problems that they haven't found the correct source for. Very common that that
Yeah.
happens for people. What does somebody do about that? Because basically you're saying there's a quote unquote block here to finding the correct source.
The first thing is like that. The principle, I'll give you the principle that you need to listen few times, the listeners, but I'll give you that. For as long as you ask, what can I do about it? You don't understand the principles around the problem. For
Hmm.
example, a person that understands electronics, don't ask, what can I do about it? He can go ahead and build a board. Person that understands programming, you tell him what you need to do. He doesn't ask, what can I do about it? He go ahead and program. A person that understands business, he doesn't ask, what do I need to do in the business? He understands the principles of the business, so he will go ahead and do the business. If you feel that you have a question of what should I do, you need to know that you don't know. And it's not that you don't know. If you don't know, it's actually very, very good condition, because you know that you don't know.
Yeah.
If you feel that you need to ask, what should I do in order to get the expected result, you need to know that you have false data, fake realities. You believe in lies about the subject. And before you get that, no progress for you. And the
Hmm.
problem is that if I come and I give you the correct data, your first thing will be, no, it's incorrect. Because incorrect according against what? Against the fake realities that you're holding to. So you're
Yes.
holding for a lie. You believe it is correct. The people believe that the blood do not flow through the body. Okay, so when someone come and say, no, the blood flow through the body, never mind, even if despite the fact that he shall prove that it's flow through the body, they compare it to what they believed in. And so
Yes.
the majority said, the majority, 99.99999% of the doctors said it's incorrect. They actually killed this guy that says,
Yeah.
Harvey, I think it was Harvey versus Hegel.
Hmm.
And they killed him.
Yeah.
Why? Because they compare it against the lie. How do you know that you have a lie? You don't have a constant improvement. If you
Yes.
don't have a constant improvement every day, and if you want to improve, not just you said that you want to improve, because many people say they want to improve, but they don't want to improve. How do I know? Because they don't do what it takes. In the last 3 days, I slept for about 5.5, 6 hours because I had something to do, and I did what I need to do in order to get the results. How many people are willing to do that? Zero, or very close to zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
So most people, the fact that they
True.
say that I want to be rich, they want to be rich. I tell them, okay, fine, let's do this, and no, it's too difficult. I don't like it. I don't care if you like
Yes.
it or not. If you want the result, fall in love with what you want to do. Useless people
Yeah.
operate
Yeah.
on what they
Exactly.
like or don't like. Powerful people make
Yeah.
themselves like what they need to do. So it's
Yes.
totally different
Yes.
viewpoint. So what a person can do is realize that not that he doesn't know, that he has lies, he believes in lies. So he cannot evaluate the data. So he needs to listen, apply, and check, do I have result, yes or not? Because he, he cannot rely on his thinking. His thinking is what got him to the situation. So, so
Yeah.
he need
Exactly.
to really
Yeah.
like look at someone, see if this person talks truth, and if it makes sense to him that this person talks truth. What does it mean talks truth? He bring result. If that person talk result, bring result, do it, regardless if you agree with it or not. That's if you want result. If
Yes.
you want to think and you want headache, think what you think. You'll get headache, but not rich.
Yeah. 100%. Exactly. Wow. Got it. Okay. So the first basic thing, first of all, that's beyond amazing. Everybody needs to hear that a
Mhm.
few times. But the first thing is basically you need to do the actions that bring the results. And especially if you're lucky enough to have somebody to guide you or to give you some kind of data about how to do it, follow it. That's for sure. But why and what do so on a practical level that somebody that doesn't have that, somebody that's starting, somebody that doesn't have they just want more, they're really driven, but they just can't tap their potential. I know one guy who's tried everything, quote unquote, really he wants and wants, but all he does is go down. Now he doesn't follow opportunities to improve, but I think of somebody like that who doesn't even have a way to start. You know, comes from a from nowhere and really tries to build. How do you even build? How do you remove the mental blocks that your parents installed that you can't have money? How do you remove the block? All these things that people have.
So let me give you a law. Okay, the only way, the only reason people make money, the only way people make money is when the necessity level is high enough. So regardless
Yes.
of what this
Hmm.
person say, if he doesn't have money, it means the necessity level is not high enough. Which
Yes.
means that
Hmm.
it's not because he born in a certain way and his parents install mental blocks, all of this nonsense. Because his parents installed mental block 50 years ago. It's about time by the age of 12 that you throw away the mental block if you want results. So you say, fine, mental block, I'm going to do what I need to do. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at,
Hmm.
at one point, you
Yes.
need,
If you have to, in other
yeah,
words, if your back's against the
yes, you
wall, you're
know,
not going to have
if someone
any
put a
excuse
gun
of
to
a
your
mental
head, you
block.
don't say, well, but my mom says that I cannot be afraid. No, you're
Yeah.
getting afraid because there's a gun to your head. You're not bullshitting. Yes. So
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
excuse about what
Exactly. Yeah.
your mom's dad or your dad or did to you or some bully or whatever that happened to you, it's a lie. It's just a justification. It's just an excuse not to bring results. And if you want to deal with bullshit, you will go to a psychologist and talk about it and pay a lot of money and not make money. But if you want results, you need to move
Hmm.
it aside. Enough with that nonsense. Enough with the crime.
Hmm.
Just if you want money,
Hmm.
but if not, if you want crying, not a problem.
Yeah.
You can either collect tears or you can collect cash. What do you want?
Yeah. Like exactly.
Yes,
That's great. That's true. Okay. So the person says, no, I want, but
good.
I honestly I don't have any
You
vehicle
don't need a
to
vehicle.
start making money. I
I was
don't.
born without the ability to walk. My parents did not make money. My mother was cleaning offices in the for the city. My father was a policeman. We didn't have enough food most of the time, and I could cry about it forever.
Yeah.
And I was living next to the border every night. 30 missiles. We were
Hmm.
living 7 children in 2 bedrooms. Seven
Yeah.
children, so 9 people.
Hmm.
I could cry about it from here to eternity. We
Yeah.
didn't really have money. We didn't really have food most of the time. We had a lot of
Mhm.
bread. No wonder I love bread now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the scratch that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I can cry about it forever. What's the connection? I'm here. Do you want to do something? Have a look. Look who is actually bringing result. You look at, I'm delivering result. I prove that I deliver result to hundreds of thousands of people. Follow me, do what I'm saying, don't argue, do. And even if it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't make sense to you, it means that it's true. Why? Because what you do is wrong. You don't have results.
Hmm.
That's why you don't have results, because what you think is incorrect. So of course you will not agree with me. Find
Yeah.
someone you don't agree with, do what he says. It's better than what you say, what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That's a we need to clip just that message. People need to hear that every morning and start the day.
Yeah.
100%.
What you
But the
think
thing
is
is,
incorrect, but it makes you wrong and you want to be right. And despite the
yeah,
fact that you don't have results, you think secretly that you know, and blah, 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 and you don't have results. So if you want this, continue. So don't, at least don't cry,
yeah,
because you get
no,
what you want.
true. So, but I'm saying somebody that like, first of all, I get it. But how did you, which started from a really, really um, tough start, quote, tough start. How do you get out of that? Somebody who's like in a favela in Brazil, where do you start? How do you start to build an income? How do you?
Whatever you do, you make sure you bring results. If you're a
Mhm,
criminal, be the best criminal. If you're a door opener, be the best door opener. If you, I started, my first job was taking care of some very old person, and I clean his asses most of the time. And
mhm,
I've cleaned it the best. He never cleaned his ass as good as I cleaned his ass. I was the
yeah,
best in that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was so good at what I'm doing, regardless of what it is.
mhm,
Today I do all kind of work, and I do work that got to do with the data entry. I would do it the best. And if I do Excel, no one is better than me in Excel. And if I do programming, no one will be better than me in programming. And if I'm doing sales, no one is better than me in sales. I decide that I don't give myself any discount. It's not important what I do. Whatever I do right now, whatever you happen to be doing right now, be the best and follow someone, learn from someone that tells you what's the principles, not what to do, what the principles.
mhm,
And for as long as you cannot use the principle, realize you still did not understood the principle. Listen again and again and again and again until you understand the principles. And if you really want to be successful, contact me. I will help you. We never said not for help. Contact
mhm,
Gal. Gal will help you. We have endless amount of free coaching, endless amount of free videos, and da 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 da. But you need to want. At least
mhm.
pick up the phone. At least follow me. At least do something.
Yeah, yeah,
And the main
100%.
thing is, you come to get help from me. You need to put aside what you think, because what you think is wrong,
Yeah,
totally wrong, because you don't have results.
yes, yeah,
So before you learn how to bring results, you need to know, not that you don't know, because if you knew that you don't know, you will improve, you'll be a god. It's not
yeah,
that you don't know. You are sure that you know bullshit, but you don't know
yeah,
it's bullshit.
yeah. You're sure that it's gold.
Correct. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
sure that it's gold, and it's not. And you
yeah,
need to realize that. You need to wake
mhm,
up. It's about time that you wake up
yeah.
and get. And the next thing that you can do is help someone else. Find someone else that need help. It will help you.
Love that. Yes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another great thing because it
Always
immediately
find
puts you in.
someone. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it
Put
takes
you
you
at
out of it.
cause.
Exactly. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So let me read a few things. So first of all, Tressa on Instagram said, "Oh wow," and
Hi,
haha at
Teresa.
one of the things. Hi Tressa, and Alana said, "Listen to your dad." Exactly, that's 100% right. That's exactly true. And
Yeah.
Bridget said, "Hi," here on YouTube, and Carmela on Facebook. So true, amazing. And Bridget asked, "What about different people's consideration of what necessity level is for them? For some, it's paying the basics. For others, they have plenty of additional money beyond what's necessary." So, the first thing, can you explain what you meant when you said necessity level?
Necessity level, it means you have a strong push to be useless. Never mind from what and how. You have a strong push to be useless.
Hmm.
You need to put more push against that push to make you useless, so you'll be successful. Some people, after they failed and failed and failed and failed, just want to cover the basics. And that's the necessity level. Every person make exactly the amount of money that it is his necessity level. So a person that owe money, his necessity level is negative. He
Hmm.
spend time, he drinks, he consume entertainment, he argue, he waste time, he will warm the air, and someone, the credit card company, pay for the air condition to cool the air
Yeah.
because he cannot pay. Yes,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
so this
Yeah.
this
Someone's
is
paying. Exactly.
yeah. So this is the person that the necessity level is not high enough. The
Yeah.
moment the necessity level grows, you start to become viable. What does it mean viable? You make more than you spend. How
Hmm.
much you make more than you spend depends on one thing and one thing only: the necessity level. When the necessity level is big enough, you will make it. Now, how the necessity level can grow? Number one, it can grow by force. Someone
Hmm.
forcing you. If you don't do
Yeah.
that, I'll kill you. If you
Yeah.
don't do that, I'll kill your child. Believe me, you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah.
That's by force, but it's a short term. It doesn't work for long. And
Right.
the other one is by removing the block that tell you become useless. This you
Yeah.
do by learning, by processing, by removing lies. The more
Hmm.
lies you remove, the less things will push against you and force you to be useless.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. And I think that, the force way of getting you to do things, it's often not in the extreme of "I'll kill your child," but it comes in the form of, "Oh, it's COVID." All of a sudden, you see, whoa, people freaked out. They started to have to act, or all of a sudden, there's a medical emergency in the family. You need $35,000 now. Oh my God, you will make it happen.
Or just
So,
paying the rent at the end of the month. Somehow you
oh, yeah,
manage to pay the rent. Every month you manage to pay the rent, but you
yeah,
cannot pay $5 more. You somehow make money exactly the amount of what you have to pay. But if you can manage and the landlord don't really push you, you will not make the money.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So most people make just as much money as they need. Almost no one does the steps to remove the blocks. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: what about people that are in debt, so they don't even make as much money as they need? They,
Yeah.
you know
Well,
what I
so
mean?
they need to realize that they don't know. The first thing is to realize that they know. It's not that don't know. They know wrong. They
Yeah.
have to realize that they know wrong. The first thing is I know wrong. So I'm not in a position to judge someone that coming to help you if it's correct or not. You need to do. You
Hmm.
know, in the Israeli, in the Jewish Bible, version one, before the upgrade. uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Exactly.
Windows,
Yeah. Before
in
the new one.
Windows, yes,
Yeah.
yes, in Windows 98.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in the first version of the Bible, what God asked from the Jewish people is the Naaseh v'nishma. So they said, first you do and then you listen. Why?
Hmm.
Because they were not in a good condition.
Yeah.
When you are not in a good condition, you first do and then you evaluate because you are
Yeah.
not in a position to evaluate.
I see.
You
Yeah.
understand? You go to a wounded animal, you're not going to explain the animal anything. You're going to dot the animal, put it to sleep, and do what you need to do, and go. If you ask the animal will not get the help that it needs. It will attack you.
Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
the condition of the average man in the street, a wounded animal. So when you
Yeah.
go to help them, they attack you. They're
Yes.
not smart enough to understand that they know bad.
Yeah.
And why is it? Because the spirit knows. The spirit knows. And because the spirit knows, there is this doubt, there's this conflict. But I know that I know, but I don't bring result. Yes, you
Mm.
know, but you checked out long ago. If you are
Hmm.
not finishing the month, if you are not doing well, if your relationship is not good, if your children are not doing well, if your body is not doing well, you checked out long time ago and you are not at home, because if you would be at home, everything would be perfect.
Yeah. True. Amazing. Wow. Wow, that's enough said.
It's not easy. I know it's not easy
Yeah,
to confront, but I'm here
yeah,
not to take a feather and make you feel good.
yeah.
I want to find those people that actually can confront and actually do want results and willing to na'aseh v'nishma, which is we'll do and then we'll listen.
Right, exactly.
And then later on, you will see that my whole thing is I want you to be source. But to
Hmm.
get you out of the hole that you're in, I cannot start to argue with you. I'm taking you out of the hole and you telling me what to do. So you take yourself out of the hole.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not the time also to become
Yeah.
sourced while you cannot hold
You are
yourself
not
up
there.
because
You are
you're
not
in a
there.
hole.
You are
Yeah,
not there. Who will be the source? You are not there.
yeah, 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 exactly.
You are
Yeah.
not there. Who will be the source? Who?
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah. With who? Yeah,
Who? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
exactly.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Super wow. Okay, so with that amazing data, what can somebody do to start now? I know you've explained it, but we have where I'm leading it towards is probably a great way is the soul coffee.
Soul coffee would be something amazing. A person can do. Someone can just go into our website, go to the free area, and start to just take free coaching, free seminars.
Yeah, and free coaching, by the way. Yeah,
Oh, and free coaching, yes. Just go to us. We have this free coaching. Connect to the coaching. Don't argue. Listen and do. Do and
yeah,
then listen. Actually, do what we're telling you to do, and things will be happening. What's the
yeah.
worst thing that can happen? You will be successful. I know it's the worst thing for you. That's why you are not successful at the moment. That's why we need to push you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah,
And I'm not exaggerating with what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
The
you're
worst thing that
totally
can
right.
happen to you is that you'll be successful. That's why you're fighting so much.
So just explain that in a second. What do you mean the worst thing that can happen? Let's say I'm one of the listeners. What do you think why do you say the worst thing is I'll be successful?
Because you don't want to be successful. Otherwise, you will be successful. A person
No, but
that
I want
actually
to,
wants,
but I do, but I am trying to be. That's why
yeah,
I'm listening to you right now.
yeah,
I want to be
I
successful.
understand. I understand. You want to be at the level of you willing to listen for 30 minutes interview, drinking wine. I understand.
Yeah,
It takes much
yeah,
more than that. If you,
yeah.
the point is like that. If you really want something, you have it.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you really want something, if you don't have it, it's a proof that you don't want it. You say that you want it. You think that you want it. It's a good idea that you want it. How do I know that you don't want it? Because if I push you and I say, okay, we are going to work for 3 days straight, you are not going to sleep, not going to eat, we're going to just work. You say, but it's not in my job description. It's
Mm-hmm.
too difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to behave to like a child. You're not a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I wish you were a child,
yeah, yeah. I see. I
and
see.
you understand.
Yeah, yeah. So in other words, much more action
Yeah,
is
it's
required.
nothing. It's nothing. It's like tremendous actions, like
Yeah.
tremendous actions, thousands of cycles per day, handling things, deciding that you know, changing the viewpoint totally, 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 not seeing anything as a problem. Everything is a no problem. Everything is a no problem. Whatever I tell you, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
If I tell you something and you say, well, useless, next,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
useless, no problem. Everything has to be no problem.
Yeah.
Everything has to be fast. If I say you need to be faster, you need to say, yeah, okay, fine, I'll be faster. Not
Mhm.
why should I? Yes.
Mhm. Yes, yes, exactly, which is the
It's
common.
really amazing that
Yeah,
the Bible say Naaseh v'nishma, which is we will do and then we will listen, because that's how you take people that were so suppressed in Egypt and you take them to the promised land throughout the time in the desert while you're on the road to the promised land to become successful. You need to do. And even the Israelites on the way out from Egypt in the desert fought God, not me, God. They fought God.
mm,
That's how people are. The story is actually giving you the condition of mankind.
Yeah.
God is
Wow.
leading them. God is
Yeah.
leading them. They see him every day with signs, and they had this thing, this cloud that was walking with them, and blah blah blah. Like he opened the sea for them,
Yeah.
and 3 minutes later, they argue with him,
Yeah.
with God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Amazing. True. That's a
condition of man. That's the condition of man. A wounded animal, and I unfortunately I almost never meet someone when he started that they're in a better condition than that. And my description might sounds harsh, but it's actually I'm covering it with a lot of sugar. The condition is much worse.
wow. Yeah. Amazing. It's something that, yeah, as Carmela I see, she said, big confront. So true. It's a lot to confront. It's a lot to look at. It's a lot to take in, but
Yeah.
it's true. And it's one of these things that every person needs to watch. If you have a team, every staff member needs to see this and understand
Hmm.
the level of expectation that's required to make it happen, the kind of mindset, for lack of a better word, versus the
Yeah.
mental block that you need to have. Yeah, exactly. Okay, amazing. So this was wow. Thank you. Above and beyond in every way. So
Yeah. I
thank you.
love you.
As always.
Mwah, babale.
Love you.
Thank you,
Mwah.
everyone.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Listen to that
Thank
few
you.
times. Listen to this interview a few times,
Yes,
and
it's a must.
insist to follow it. Understand is very good, but at least start and do it.
Yes. True.
Okay, that's all.
Amen. All right.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Bye,
Mwah. Love
everyone.
you. Bye.
Love you.